Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, may I present to you the 2012 DICE Spring Battlefield 3 Patch Player of the Year and Most Improved Player Overall, the M1014. What's going on, guys, in the works? And that was my horrible attempt at an announcer voice, but we are using what I consider one of the more improved weapons with the Spring 2012 patch, and that is the M1014. Now, the M1014 didn't really get too many changes. What it basically got was a reduced amount of pellets, which most of the shotguns got. But along with that, it got a little rate of fire increase, which is awesome because this thing kind of felt like it shot too slow for a semi-auto. Now, along with that rate of fire increase, it got a cone of fire tightening, which means that it's going to be a little bit more compact on your shots. So even though it lost 3 pellets and went down to a 9 pellet weapon, it still is really, really awesome. And that cone of fire buff really made it a usable weapon. And you know, I thought about doing an underused weapons with this, but I felt like these shotguns in general just are pretty underused. I mean, you don't see people running around with shotguns at all, that, you know, let alone an M1014. So other than maybe the Sega 12 gauge, I don't really see a need to do an underused weapons on any of the other shotguns, because it really just comes down to the 870, the M1014, or the USAS. I mean, the Dow, which I like, you know, my Chairman Dow weapon, you do see people using that from time to time. And, ooh, look at the range on that kill. But I think the Dow was probably, it got a pretty big nerf in my mind, because it did get, I felt like they kind of reduced the rate of fire on that thing. So I don't know, I'm not really a Dow guy anymore. It used to be one of my more preferred shotguns, but I think I'm more of an M1014 guy now, just because, you know, that rate of fire buff on it really helped it out. And don't be a noob like me. Don't use it without extended mags, because extended mags really benefits this thing, and for whatever reason I kept forgetting to put them on in this video, and I was like, man, am I an idiot? Why do I keep forgetting to put them on as I die? But alas, I tend to be really caught up in the game at times, and you know, sometimes you just forget to put attachments on. You know, that's life. But I found these shotguns work really well in defense. They're not too bad on attack if you play your game right, but they're definitely a defender weapon. You know, get around in hallways and just kind of clog up the entryways, and that's what I like to do with shotguns. I mean, I don't use shotguns very often, to be honest with you guys, but when I do, I often do use the M1014. It's probably my most used shotgun beyond the Dow, but like I said, the Dow got a kind of a nerf in my eyes. I feel like it shoots too slow now. I get a lot of hit markers with it, so I'm just not really feeling it right now. I'm really more oh, look at that range. But I am using the flechette rounds. I do not use buckshot. I want to put that out there, and I'm going to explain that a little bit, because I found in my experimenting, in my experiences with the M1014, you're basically going to get a 2-shot with the flechette within most ranges. Now, I will point out the buckshot will maybe extend your 1-shot kill range maybe 10 feet at the most, but for the most part, the flechette rounds do the job up close as well as longer ranges, because if I shoot somebody twice with the flechette rounds, like right there, it took two shots. I probably could have got him with 1 shot with the buckshot, but I found that having that more range on this thing is way more beneficial than getting that 1 extra shot up close. So that's just my preference. You guys might prefer buckshot. You might prefer slugs with some sort of gigantic scope on it. Who knows? I am a flechette round guy on the M1014. That extended range really makes it a nice weapon with that compact cone of fire on it. So I don't know. I mean, try it out, experiment for yourself. If you find yourself getting a lot of hit markers with the dart rounds, maybe you might want to switch it up to buckshot. If you want to be a sniper with a shotgun, you know, the Russian sniper, maybe you want to put a scope and some slugs on. So that's one of the great beauties of Battlefield 3, is that you can play however you want. So test it out, see what's best for you. You know, the funny thing about Battlefield 3 is I'm finding it really hard to have fun with the game lately. I'm trying to find more creative ways to make you guys videos to kind of approach this game, because you know, I'm all about giving you guys different setups. Rarely do you see from me, you know, M16 gameplay, M16A3 gameplay over and over and over and over. And yes, if you get a competitive game, maybe it'd be really awesome to see some of that, like, you know, just a really close game battles type situation. But for the most part, I like to bring you guys crazy classes you don't see a lot of, because it keeps you entertained. It keeps me entertained, because, you know, if I sat there and had to talk about the M16A3 for 15 videos until the new DLC comes out, it would get pretty boring for both you and I. So like I said, I'm trying to keep it fresh here, but I've been struggling lately with Battlefield 3, because, you know, I got on last night and I just really couldn't enjoy myself. I felt like I was just not having a good time, and I'm like, man, what's going on here? You know, this time last week I was just in love with this game, then suddenly, you know, I just dropped off completely, and I think maybe I'm just over saturating myself with too much Battlefield 3, and that's why I've been playing a lot of different games such as Minecraft and stuff. But I'm really actually kind of excited for Ghost Recon Future Soldier beta to be coming out tomorrow, so expect to see a lot of live streams from me on that, because, you know, I'm all about the live streaming. I'm going to pick that back up here soon. YouTube kind of changed it up on how the way they do live streaming, so it's kind of impacted how often I stream. So if you've been missing out on any of the streams, though, I will point out, if you don't follow me on Twitter, that's probably the place to follow me on. Even if you follow me on Facebook, Twitter is always easiest, because that's where I always announce the streams first. That's where I tend to kind of gravitate towards when I want to just spout out random stuff. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, now is your chance to do it. It's always in the description, and you know, it's weird that I have more Facebook followers than Twitter followers, but I don't really promote Twitter a whole lot, so this is my shameless plug on that. Oh man, my throat has been driving me nuts with this summer weather that we've been having in the Midwest, but alas, I digress. We should definitely get some more Barracks live streams going here in the future, because, you know, I promised you Xbox guys one, but the Xbox servers have been full up. I have not been able to purchase one, unfortunately, and that has been the reason why it's been such a slowdown on that front. But anyways, this video is grinding to a halt, so moral of the story is M1014, probably one of the most improved shotguns in the game. Also, be a bullet cushion for your teammates and you will win games, because, you know, I'm about to get revived here and take a bullet from my teammate and basically save the game. So pretty interesting look at the M1014. Follow me on Twitter. I will see you guys next time. Peace.